Hey, this is the Dreux and Mia podcast show. I'm Dreux.
And I'm Mia.
We have a lot going on today. We are going live for the very first time. And as you can see,
Woo!
I didn't even have on my headphones.
He wasn't even ready.
I wasn't even ready.
But I am.
But we good, though. We're good. Good evening to everybody that's joining us on our social media. Hey. You guys chime in. We want to hear from you. We have a lot of good topics that we're going to be covering. So make sure you check it out. Share. Hit the share button.
Yes.
Share. Tell everybody we are live. You all need to join in on this conversation because it's going to be good.
Good.
What was going on, Miss Co-host? I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. Listen, honey, I've been quarantining, honey, drinking my water and minding my
indeed.
business. Okay.
I guess that's good living, huh?
Listen, that's the best life.
I heard you. We ready to do this?
I'm ready.
We got a lot to get into today.
Yeah.
So listen, we started our hometown heroes.
Yeah.
And it's been going good. Everyone loves it. And we're going to continue doing it. And I know that it would not be possible for the Dreux and Mia podcast show to even be here if it wasn't for our hometown hero today,
That's
Mia.
right.
We are honoring and celebrating none other than the legendary Cicely Tyson,
Yes.
who passed away at the age of 96. When you talk about living a full life,
It was full.
all the way full.
Yeah.
It couldn't go no more. It was full.
It was so full.
We send our heartfelt condolences to her family,
Yes.
everyone who loved her, worked with her, everyone who, she mentored, everybody. We, from the Dreux and Mia podcast show, we send our love, our prayers, our thoughts, everything to everyone who has been affected by her passing. One thing I can say, and I know we can't, have like a list or a request of how we're going to exit out of here. But if I could, I would want to be surrounded by family. I would want to have my people there, make sure everyone is there,
Yep.
and I can just phase on out. And that's how it was for my great grandmothers. She literally waited for everyone to get there, and then that's when she expired. And it wasn't too emotional. It wasn't too overwhelming. I mean, she literally waited for everybody to get there. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to check out. You guys are here. I'm gone.
Same.
And that was it. No more suffering.
Yep.
She didn't have to worry about radiation anymore, chemotherapy. She was like, I'm good. At 77, she lived a full life. Family was there. So that's how, I want to check out. I want my family to be there. I want to, be able to just peacefully transition. So if you're listening, God, please hear our prayer. But from the Dreux and Mia podcast show, we want to honor and celebrate Cicely Tyson. You're talking about a Tony Award winner,
Absolutely.
Academy Award winner, Peabody Award. She's been in so many films and projects, Broadway, all of that. But most importantly, she was a civil rights advocate.
Yeah.
She fought for civil rights right along some of our legendary pioneers, Dr. King, Malcolm X, all of them. She was right there fighting for civil rights, for equality, for black and brown people. She's been there all the time. So Cicely Tyson, we love you. Thank you for everything that you've done for not just black people, but for the world. Thank you. So that's our hometown hero spotlight. For more, you guys make sure you go to the website or visit us on our social media pages where we always put together a little tribute to all of those that we honor and spotlight here. So what we got going on in tea time, Miss Mia?
Ooh, baby, this tea is dripping. This tea is hot. Listen,
funny.
okay, so I got so much to say. I ain't talked to the people or seeing you, so listen.
Right.
Okay, so first of all, we got to talk about, did you see the Wendy Williams Lifetime movie?
I saw bits and pieces of it.
Oh, it was so good. When I tell you that movie was so good, it really gave the true tea on Mr. Kevin, honey, and his cheating ways. But you know what? Wendy said that when she was doing the movie, that she sent Kevin a text saying, when I'm done with this movie, you're going to hate you ever met me.
So is she still bitter?
Listen, if you had a wife that you was taking care of and this wife had a whole fiance for 12 years, and had babies on you, wouldn't you be bitter? Because I sure would be bitter. I mean, it ain't like they've been divorced a whole year. It hasn't even been a year for the
But
divorce.
wasn't it rumored years ago that they were having like marital problems and infidelity going on?
It was rumored, but it's a totally different thing when your tea is outside your house and not everybody knows.
Yeah, I know she didn't like that. I know she wasn't a fan of she being the recipient of
because she spills everybody's tea.
Right,
so when people come back at her, like, girl, he was doing this, and found out that Kevin was paying for this woman's house with her money, buying her cars with her money. Baby, please.
How she didn't know that like early on? Is she not keeping tabs on her checkbook and her money?
But this is the thing. He was the manager. So when you're the manager, you're able to do some things. And I really think that Wendy Williams was so into her TV show and her life and her son that she got to a point to where, from a woman's perspective, when you really and truly love a man and you have a career, you're not really checking for him. I'll use myself for an example with my husband. Like, I'm not checking for my husband like that on what he doing, making sure he displaced. I'm not looking at the finances, honey. If it's meant to be, I don't do that.
So, I mean, how you know if you have enough to go shopping?
Because I know, honey, because every time I swipe that card, it's an authorization.
So you don't even look at the mobile app or anything to see what the money?
I don't have to, honey. No, every time I swipe that card, it go through.
So what happens if it don't go through?
It ain't no never gonna go through. It ain't no not. It's gonna always go through. Because let me tell you something. Mr. Tatum know not to play with me. And my mama taught me, you always keep an extra bank book. You always keep you a little
right. That's old school bank book.
Baby, that's old school. So I always keep me a little dip. Don't get it twisted. But Wendy was so into that hot topic. She was so into her show that it got to the point to where I'm not even checking for him. I need to make sure. But then when it got so bad, he got careless and he was very disrespectful. And I think when you start doing that to a woman, I'm taking care of you. You done had a whole baby on me, and you got to think back.
That's probably why he did it, because she wasn't paying attention.
But well, if you look in the movie, Wendy was attentive in the beginning, and he encouraged her to pursue her dreams. And when he started cheating in the beginning, they were only married 2 years, and he started cheating. Who starts cheating that quick?
Well, I mean, if you only with somebody for the come up, then I mean, come on now.
Thank you. And she stayed, and so I don't have no sympathy for Wendy. I get where she coming from, because I've seen a lot of women go through this and do this very thing, and so I get it, but I ain't got no sympathy. So, if y'all ain't seen the Wendy Williams Lifetime movie, honey, baby, go on check it out, because it's a whole bunch of, baby, that tea is hot.
I mean, because I'm not a huge fan. That's why I really didn't pay attention to it. But the only reason I did kind of watch a little bit of what was shown on social media is because of what she mentioned in the movie about her and Method Man. And, his wife clapped back, and she put Wendy back in her place like, wait a minute. So that's the only reason I ever paid attention to the whole thing, because of what she mentioned about Method Man. I'm like, that's something you should just take to your grave. Like, nobody even asked you about that. Like, did you sleep with Method Man back in the day?
But you know what? I think Whitney. I think Wendy going through some mental problems, because, like, if you see how she did the interview after the movie, she was crying and things and snotting and crying. I'm like, girl, you finna to make some millions off this movie. Why you sitting up crying, girl? Like, even though I would get myself together, and the stuff that she was talking about, you could tell she was still very hurt from everything. And again, I get it, but listen, that's one of my stories, but honey, I got some.
Oh God.
So guess what? T.I. and Tiny.
Oh Lord.
Allegedly.
And that's a strong allege.
This is a strong allege. T.I. and Tiny have been accused of running a sex ring. And so, listen, let me go ahead and tell you how it is. So, they do deny the recent sexual abuse allegations. The girl's name is Sabrina Peterson. She alleged that T.I. put a gun to her head.
What year is this allegedly happening?
Well, she's saying that this is recent, but honey, Tiny clapped back, and that's what I would do. I would defend my husband too, like, Tink, not mine. Tiny said, first of all, child, you was just calling my husband uncle 2 years ago, and you wanted him to mentor uncle. But see, that's how they do. I'm gonna tell you, that's how they do. That's how they do in church too. Some of you church folk, that's how they do. Y'all better watch these people
Are
in
we
church.
talking like an uncle, like somebody looking out for me, or like a sexual uncle, like daddy uncle?
No, uncle looking out for me.
Okay.
Tiny say, you was just calling my husband uncle, you and your kids, and you wanted my husband to mentor your kids. But see, that's how people do. First of all, it's T.I. Why do T.I. have to put a gun to your head to make you have sex with anybody?
Yeah,
It's
that's
T.I.
one question.
Like that, it's just
one
crazy.
question.
I think that this girl is clout chasing.
So how she was even like put in that position to even be close enough to him for that to even happen?
Well, allegedly, she was friends of the family, and you know, Tiny.
Now, how old is this girl?
This girl, I believe, is like 30.
Okay, so T.I. is my age. He's our age. So okay.
Child, T.I. ain't got to put a gun to nobody's head, girl.
That's
Sabrina,
a little
quit
suspect.
lying.
Not a gun. Maybe drugs, but not a gun.
But not a gun to sleep with somebody.
Right.
That's just crazy. And then she started saying, when people didn't believe her, she started trying to tell other people's story about how he has made other people have sex and they running this sex ring. Like, it just don't even sound true to me.
But it's multiple people though, right?
She says it's multiple people. I haven't seen anybody else come forward. It's her telling their story, saying she talked to this person and this person said T.I. did X, Y, and Z. Like, girl, Sabrina, sit down, child.
I saw an article where it was allegedly it was multiple victims, if you would, said that it happened to them as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe it because I love T.I.
I was just trying to understand how did it even come together?
You know, people do a lot of things. They clout chase. When you want to, let me tell you
that's
something.
true too.
Do you know that I had people follow me on Instagram with the name Clout Chaser? And baby, I went and blocked them because people will lie on you. People will do anything. People will get, you see how them women lied on Bill Cosby? You know, it was about 7 of them that really wasn't telling the truth. And one of them came forward and even Janet Dixon said she was lying.
Yeah.
So people get
coerced.
together. Honey, listen, Tip, I believe you, Tip. Double man, trouble man, I believe you. I love you, honey. Tiny.
Yeah, I like T.I. I'm a huge T.I. fan. He does a lot in the community in Atlanta,
He sure does.
Atlanta metro area. So when I read about it, I was just like, I'm not sure this is T.I.'s personality. I mean, him and Tiny been together for forever, so I can't even see how that would even, come to fruition. Because, they're always together.
It don't even make sense.
Oh, he's with his kids.
But no, they said that Tiny saw this too. The girl is saying that Tiny was there.
Oh, so it's something like what Portia alleged of Candy and Todd.
Yes,
keeping them in
honey.
the
We
dungeon.
know how Portia had them bumps on her lips from telling them lies, honey. I know Portia's lip had a bunch of
So
acne
does T.I.
on it.
have a dungeon at his house?
T.I. ain't got no dungeon. I think that this girl is trying to have a come up, but people need to quit lying.
Why wait till now? Like, if it happened a while ago, why you just not mentioning it?
Because they probably did something that she didn't like. That's how people do.
Yeah.
That's how people do. But let me tell you something. People just lie. They crazy. And I don't believe this girl. Sabrina, go sit down. This is my last story.
Does she have a good attorney?
Listen, she
You know,
probably...
what's her name, huh? What's the attorney that's always representing?
I forgot her name.
You know
but
what I'm talking about.
Baby, because she didn't train her daughter now. You know, the older lady that used to be on Dr. Phil and all on People and the E-News. She represented Black China. That's the lawyer. But the lawyer have a daughter. She didn't train her daughter now to take
Gloria
on...
Allred.
Gloria.
Yeah,
But you know
Gloria.
she got a daughter.
No, I didn't know that.
Gloria got a daughter, honey, and then
no.
trained her daughter to take these cases.
How old is Gloria?
Gloria about 75.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I ain't never knew she
75.
had a daughter.
Yeah, she got a daughter, and her daughter's an attorney.
And her daughter's that same. Wow.
But this is the last story, honey. You know the guy, Will, Nene. Will,
yeah.
Baby, him. Okay, his name is Salento, the rapper Salento.
Yeah.
Child, he done killed his cousin.
Allegedly.
He been booked in. It ain't. They got videotape of him doing it. He has been booked.
So
in.
they got into it or something?
I don't know what happened, but they said that he has been booked in the DeKalb County Jail on 1 count of murder.
Oh, wow.
And how the police found out it was him. They gathered surveillance tapes from the area, and people told the police he killed 34-year-old cousin. He killed him. Now he fits to go to jail, honey. He was a one-hit wonder.
So he was
and
stupid enough to kill in front of everybody?
Listen,
That doesn't make sense.
They say they got videotape of him doing it.
I need to see the video. I mean, if you're accusing somebody of murder, you got to make sure that evidence is 100%.
Child, it's so hard to please you, huh?
I'm just saying, because
He play
people
devil's
just be
advocate on
throwing
everything.
stuff out. Oh, he killed me. Oh, she
That's
raped me.
true.
Oh, they did this.
But
Oh, they did that.
They have to have something to book him.
Not really. I mean, we're
They
talking
have to-
about Atlanta PD. Come on now.
But you cannot book somebody without probable cause. So you have to have something.
Oh, you must not watch court TV. These court shows. You
I
must
do
not
watch court shows, but you
can't.
don't.
You
To
don't
book
watch them.
somebody on murder, that is a whole lawsuit. If you book me on murder and you don't have probable cause, honey.
And how many cases have you seen where it gets tossed out of court because it was stupid to begin with? Like, nobody gets justice from being falsely accused.
You know that's true, but I do believe that he did it. You're guilty.
I like the song though.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so childish.
Nene.
And
Everybody
watch me
was
whip.
doing it.
Watch me, nay, nay.
It was like what's the other one? Like Wobble and all that. It was one of them
Baby,
songs.
yeah,
Everybody
honey.
was doing
And
it.
the
Even the
Bunny
old
Hop.
people. And Bunny Hop,
You know
Cabbage
I love
Patch,
Bunny
everything.
Hop. That's
I
my
didn't know that.
jam. Yeah,
You never told me that you like Bunny Hop.
Baby.
You like IHOP too?
Now see, now y'all see how he do me. No, I don't do no IHOP now.
No, you like Denny's.
I want to
Shout
go
out to Denny's.
No, not no Dennis, honey.
Well, that's all we got here.
You got the Breakfast Club.
So anywho,
Honey, he want to go to Dennis. Oh, you see how cheap
I like
he is?
Denny's.
You
Shoot,
go.
that Grand Slam. Come on, Denny's.
You like Dennis?
Oh yeah, I'll go to Denny's anytime.
No, that's like an old people place to me.
But
That's
then
what-
really? No, IHOP is more old people. That's when you
Both
see
of
people
'em.
sitting there just sipping coffee, not doing nothing else, sipping coffee.
Both of them.
I like Denny's. I just like the Grand Slam. Like, you could choose your own thing and it'd be $5. I mean, come on.
Cause you so frugal.
I'm very frugal.
He is so no.
Very
You
frugal.
cheap.
No,
what
that's
it
not
is.
cheap now. If I was cheap, I'd go to Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Whataburger, that's cheap.
They don't sell the same stuff Denny's do.
They sell pancakes and sausage and all that at Whataburger.
You gonna eat pancakes out the package?
No, these are real pancakes. But it's cheap though.
Ugh.
It's real pancakes. It's not frozen like McDonald's where they just toss it in the oven in the microwave and heat it up.
You
It's real
see, I don't
pancakes.
know. I
Yeah,
don't
you gotta
know nothing
go.
about it.
Whataburger got good breakfast.
Ew.
So that's it on Tea Time, Miss Mia.
Baby, that tea was dripping
Wow, that's a
and
lot
piping
going
hot,
on
ain't
there.
it?
That's a lot going on.
Yes,
Well, I
God.
hope they have evidence on my boy because that's a nice song. I really like that song.
Whip.
Now it's gonna be
Nay.
in my head all day.
I know.
I'm gonna have to listen to it on my way home.
Yes.
So we got COVID-19 vaccine news, all of that coming up. I mean, I think people think that because it's not in the media as much as it was, that we're safe now. It's okay to start going out and about and just doing whatever, not wearing a mask, all of that. But let me just remind everybody that there are over 26 million cases here in the U.S., over 443,000 deaths. And this is just, this is where we are now. These numbers, of course, change because they're not in real time. So I'm just, encouraging people to still be safe, be cautious, still wear your mask, still social distance, all of that, because we're still trying to get through this thing. It's almost, I think it's almost, we're almost at the end pretty much. We're like in the middle, but we have a long way to go before we get to that end mark.
Oh, I'm ready.
But I need to remind people that there are over 26 million cases here in the U.S. alone. Just in the U.S., there's over 100 million worldwide. But 26 million in the U.S. And the U.S. is still the leader in all of this madness because Americans are just selfish and don't really care. And then, of course, 443,000 deaths from all of the cases. The vaccine, there's mixed results, mixed reactions from the vaccine. They've reported there have been some deaths. There's also been cases of people having major allergic reactions to the vaccine. And then, of course, there are many who have reported that they've, no reaction. They're fine. They're doing good. They're excited about getting the vaccine. And we want to report that as well. But we still have to talk about those that, suffer that allergic reaction and those that have passed away from receiving
Absolutely.
the vaccine. Like, how do you know? And on Sunday, I had an opportunity to share with my friend, Dr. Richard Harris. We did a Facebook Live about COVID-19 and just offered them the opportunity to be able to ask questions to a real physician, a real infectious disease specialist, someone that can answer their questions about the vaccine, about COVID-19, if the vaccine is something that they should consider doing, if they should wait, all of that. I wanted people to be able to ask the questions, and we had a lot of great questions. So thank you to everybody that tuned in. We appreciate you guys tuning in to do that on Sunday with Dr. Richard Harris. But I just want to remind everybody we're not out of the woods yet. We're still dealing with this thing. People are still getting sick. People are still passing away. People are still being sent to the hospital. So let's continue to be safe, be smart, and continue to social distance, wear our mask. I've seen a lot of people walking around with no mask on, and I'm just like, okay, here we go. And I'm not really trying to scare people, but I just want people to realize that it's a real deal. I've had many friends, people that I know, loved ones, people who have passed away. And I know a lot of people think that it's just something, a hoax, it's fake. It's not real. People are playing around with it. No, it's real. It's real.
Very real.
So let's continue to social distance. Let's continue to wear our masks. Let's continue to take a bath. Let's continue to wash our hands.
Say take a bath.
Let's continue to do all of the things that we should be doing to make sure that this thing finally has an end and we can get on with our lives. But we can't get on with our lives because you all won't stay home. You all are still going to clubs and acting a fool.
You mad?
Oh, my God. Which leads me to my next thing on my Say What segment. Oh, my God. So did you hear the story about Mayor Turner, Houston mayor, and Bow Wow getting into it on Twitter?
You know what? I heard something about that, but I didn't understand what they was talking about. What happened?
So let me tell y'all what happened. So what happened was a guy by the name of Larry Morrow from New Orleans. Of course, New Orleans, he would be where I'm from. Guy from New Orleans decided that he was going to have his birthday party here in Houston. Mm-hmm. We're here in Houston. Shout out to H-Town. He was going to have his birthday party here in Houston. Why? Well, New Orleans is shut down. Mm-hmm. Mayor LaToya Cantrell shut New Orleans down. There's no gatherings. There's none of that. So he decided he was going to have it in the next best place. Houston exactly. Is the next major city next to New Orleans.
Absolutely.
So people travel from all over to come to Larry's party. It was a weekend full of events at multiple clubs here in Houston, which many of them ended up losing their liquor license, fooling with this fool. But what happened was, so Larry had Bow Wow, he had Trey Songz, he had a whole bunch of people, Fabulous, a whole bunch of people here on the flyer, scheduled to perform, to promote the party and whatnot. So they ended up having it at Spire in downtown Houston. Well, the fire marshal ended up coming to close it down because they had, of course, exceeded capacity.
Oh, my God.
They were a big fire hazard because when fire marshals arrived, according to Fire Superintendent Pena, he said that they had the exit doors blocked with chairs and whatnot. So the club owner told the fire marshal that they put that there because people were breaking in the club through the back doors and through the side doors because they were trying to get in. So the club was trying to safeguard or whatever by putting the chairs by the exit doors, which now becomes a fire hazard. Well, the fire marshal shut it down. Well, in the midst of that happening, you had people who had paid to get into the party. Mm-hmm. They couldn't get in because they had already shut it down. And this was like before midnight, or on or around midnight. So the party was still scheduled to go on till, of course, like 2, 3 o'clock.
Right.
So they ended up shutting it down. People were upset because they didn't get in. They had to get a refund from the ticket sales. I think they was charging like $50, $100 or something like that for admission, regular admission and whatnot. So, of course, when they got to Mayor Turner, he was, of course, mad as hell. And he took to Twitter to express his displeasure and disdain with y'all coming to his city to raise up our COVID cases and put our people in harm's way.
That's right, Sylvester.
So, of course, the message got to Bow Wow and his team. So Bow Wow retweeted that it wasn't his fault. He was only attending a birthday party for his friend. It's not him. He wasn't scheduled to perform. He was only being there as a friend and all of that. But like, well, you were on the flyer. So
exactly
that just insinuates you probably might be performing or whatever. So they're going back and forth on Twitter. So he ended up saying, well, it's safe to say, Bow Wow said, it's safe to say that the mayor of Houston doesn't like him. That might be true.
Sure don't.
But anyway, so now, everybody's dragging for Larry and everybody's like, well, why would he be so stupid and all of that? And it was a good question. It was a really good question because I'm trying to figure out, like, why would you want to come to Houston in the middle of a pandemic to have a birthday party for you? Nobody knows Larry. You know what I mean? Larry is Larry is known because his family owns a popular restaurant in New Orleans, Maro's. And of course, it became popular because they book celebrities, whatever, when they come into town for like Jazz Fest, for Essence Fest,
right?
Whatever. They book celebrities to come and dine there so they, can promote their restaurant and whatnot. So that's the only way he's really known, by his family's restaurant and by their name, by, who they are in New Orleans. Nobody knows Larry in Houston. I called a few people like, do you know who Larry Mario is? Like, who? And so I had to show them, like, this guy. Oh, I never heard of him.
How did Bow Wow draw a crowd? Like, I would never.
Bow Wow, Fabulous, Trey
Never.
Songz. I'm like,
Trey Songz can't sing. Fabulous is dried
everybody
up.
on the ticket was like a no for me. Like, I wouldn't even watch it on TV at this point. You know what I mean?
But you know what? Sylvester Turner needs to say something about all these clubs that's open in Houston and they be packed out.
I mean, the city's doing all that they can. Remember, we're the fourth largest city. There's more clubs here than people can really pay attention to.
But he needs to do something, because I'm telling you, my sister had went out and was telling me how people was packed into a place like this. I mean, shoulder to shoulder. And they did not have any mask on.
No mask on,
So that's why
nothing.
when people ask me or invite me to things like, no, I'm not, no, I'm not coming to that. I'll stand outside. And I have gone one time and I end up going and leaving early because when I saw how people were very careless, like they just didn't even care.
It just don't make sense right now.
It's crazy.
It don't make sense. We're in the middle of a global health pandemic. Why are we gathering to have a party?
But it's every weekend that
every
they doing
weekend,
it.
every day, really. I mean, because places are just, they found a way to pretty much bypass the rule. With the governor's executive order, Texas went down to the 25% capacity. Bars are not supposed to be open. However, if they serve food, then there's the loophole. They didn't specify what kind of food. So you have bars serving finger sandwiches saying that they're a restaurant now just to be able to adhere to the governor's executive order.
That's very true. However, I think that they are not doing enough with taking a look at these clubs. I still stand by that because it's a lot of clubs that do not sell food. And I've talked to friends, and this is the thing, people are not realizing the reason why I limit myself so much is because I have a mother who has asthma.
Stay home.
So why would I go out just to enjoy myself? And I know I'm going to want to visit my mother.
Exactly.
And then, or put your daughter or your family members in harm's way. And they are not realizing you could be asymptomatic. You don't know. You don't have to have a cough, a fever, a temperature. And so it really gets to me when people are very irresponsible like that. That's why I hang around a few people. And that's it. I
don't even hang around a very few because I don't go nowhere. I'm home, HEB, and that's it. I don't go anywhere because it's just
very
not sick.
sterile, honey.
Yeah, very. I'm
not playing no games.
I don't want to the barbershop, but my barber's distant and all of that, and he's always masked up. So I mean, I'm okay on that regard, but I'm not going to no club. I'm not going to no type of event where a whole bunch of people gonna be there. I'm not even going to a house party with a few people because I don't know these people. I don't know who got COVID. I don't know who recovered. I don't know nothing.
That's why you stay around family members. Like if we go out to eat, because the restaurants that I've been to, they have it good where people are spread out very, very well.
Yeah.
But I find myself, if I go out to eat, I'm going out to eat with my family, like my brother and his wife, or my mother and my sister. Right. Immediate family. I'm not going out to eat with Tom, Dick, and Harry, and I don't even. Because see, this is the thing, Drew. You don't know where your friends have been.
Exactly.
That's the thing. But with your family, you can kind of talk about. And I know my mama stay in the house. She not going to a lot of places.
Right.
So because I care about my family, that's what it boils down to. The deeper issue. You don't care nothing about your family and your children to be out here clubbing and popping and fighting and bopping. Y'all some thoughts. Y'all some thoughts.
People are tired of being inside, and I get it. You're tired of being cooped up. I get it. But you have to look at the bigger picture. What if you go out and not only just catching COVID, what if you at the wrong place at the wrong time, you end up being in the middle of a gunshot, a gunfire and all of that, or you get into it with somebody at the club, y'all got to fight and all that. Like, you don't have to worry about that if you just stay home. But that's that on that. So it's safe to say that Mayor Turner is not a big fan of Bow Wow.
Me either, Mayor Turner.
And I don't think he's going to be inviting Bow Wow to any Houston event. He will not be at the what we have here on the thing over Texas? Fiesta. What's it called?
Wings over Texas.
No, not wings.
It's not Wings over
It's
Texas.
something. What we do? Whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
thought it was Wings over Texas.
The big event we always do. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, he won't be invited to that.
No, he can't rap anyway.
But yeah, well, rap anything. Like, I mean, and you know, somebody mentioned that there's a difference between a celebrity and a star. And I thought that was very profound.
Very profound.
Very profound.
Very.
Like celebrity, social media influencers are considered celebrities.
Exactly.
But a star is somebody that has a major impact on
major
somebody.
impact.
Cicely Tyson is a star.
A legend.
A legend.
Exactly.
But a celebrity, so I don't want to be a celebrity. I don't even bother being a star. I just want to be me, you know. But don't classify me as a celebrity, because that's never going to be something that I aspire to be.
Absolutely. But you know what I want to say before you move on? One thing I really admired about Cicely Tyson, I went back and looked at a video that she did, and someone did an interview on her. And even though she is a legend, they asked her, they said, I think it was Gayle King.
Mm-hmm.
She said, Cicely, you have lived a long time, but when it's your time to go, what do you want us to remember about you? She didn't say, I want y'all to remember all the movies I've done, all the places I've traveled, all the money I made. She said, I just want y'all to know that I've done my best. Because she was so concerned about the culture, about her black people, you know, her movement. Right. She wasn't worried about no money and movies and places. She just said, I want them to remember that I've done my best. I tried my best. And that's what makes you a legend.
Right. I'm the same way. I just want people to say I've done my best. He did his very best. He did the best he could while he was here.
Absolutely.
I agree 100%. So that's that on that. Bow Wow, stay out of Houston.
We don't want ya.
Fabulous, Trey Songz. Like none of y'all came when we were protesting for George Floyd and Sandra Bland. Nobody showed up for that, but y'all showed up for Larry Morrow's birthday party, who nobody even knows in Houston. Like, I mean, come on now. And listen, you don't want to piss off Houston. Let's just keep it real. You do not want to piss off the people in Houston.
Sure don't.
Oh, but that's that on that. So y'all stay home. The moral of the story is stay home. Don't go to Bow Wow concert. Don't go to Fabulous and all of them. Like, first of all, they're not even that big enough.
Don't nobody care.
Houston, I'm disappointed in you all, Houston. I'm disappointed completely that y'all would even go to Spire to go see them perform. That's not Houston. We got real people in Houston, real artists. This is the home of Beyonce. This is the home of Yolanda Adams.
They could have had Lil
This is the home of Betty Ransom Nelson.
Come on, somebody.
This is the home of major artists. We don't need no Bow Wow and all that to come here. That's not Houston. Let them go to Hicktown, Texas. Not Houston.
Not here.
Not Houston. We got real singers up in Houston. Real people up in Houston. All right, so that's that on that. Y'all get the point of that.
They get it.
Well, what's trending, Miss Mia? Fashion time.
Listen,
what was going on in fashion?
Baby,
you like my new
you
tracksuit?
know what? I think that's cute. I really do. I think it's nice. I like that you used a graphic shirt.
Yeah.
And you
I
opened it
just
up.
A regular shirt. I wanted something that says something.
I
don't
like
know what
the
it say
necklace.
though.
I like everything about it. I like the fact that you had your ponytail.
You know, I thought I lost my cross when I left Atlanta. I thought it was still in Atlanta. Yeah. But
really?
I found it.
Yeah, you look nice. I like the necklace and everything.
I think I like blue now. You know, I used to just be into black and white, but I think I like blue. So I'm thinking start doing a little on blue.
Oh, so you're going to add a color?
No. I mean, you know, this blue. This blue. Not too much, though. Just this blue.
Oh, yeah, I can't deal. He's so...
I think it go with my hair, too. That blonde, brown color.
It ties in together.
But that's me. What's going on?
Listen, I had a whole rant on Sunday, honey, about the people looking good and making sure they taking care of themselves, being clean and being, you know, and it's not even it's not even about money. But right now, what else do you have to do? What else do you have to do? People not even worrying about themselves, how they come out and look. They just come out looking crazy. Like people, I was so mad.
I know.
People
I hate when they do that at the store.
You just go out looking any kind of way. And I say I always get bothered because every time somebody see me, I'm fully done. I got my clothes on, my little bag. Everything gonna be matching and together.
I don't know about fully done, but just presentable.
Baby, I'm fully done, honey. You're a hater.
Even
and
if you go to the gas station?
Baby, she's fully done. I may not have on a full beat, but yeah, guess what, honey? My face is gonna be moisturized. My hair is gonna be combed. I'm gonna be smelling good
Oh,
and
please
looking
comb your hair.
good.
Oh, at least put a hat on
But
or
see, people
something.
don't comb their hair. They want to wear these bonnets and do rags, and that just ain't. That's not my.
Well, it sounds like
flow.
she coming for y'all New Orleans women.
I'm coming for you because that's just not the way. So listen, the trend right now is blazers. Blazers is still trending with the
blazer.
women and the bralettes. Have you seen
What is a
that?
bralette?
A bralette is something that you can wear actually without a blazer, but it's a bra, but it's used as a top.
So like a tank top?
It's not a tank top. It's like cropped. Okay, it has a little bit more, like it has lace at the bottom of a bra. So
I
it's a
need to
bra.
see it.
I'll show you later, but
Yeah.
a bralette, women know what I'm talking about. Bralettes are in with like blazers, bomber jackets are in, monochromatic is in. The label that's in right now is Bottega Veneta. Have you heard of that?
No.
I love Bottega
Who
Veneta.
sells that?
That's the designer.
Oh, they don't sell that at Target? Oh,
They sell it at Saks.
Burlington?
No, it's Bottega.
I ain't gonna never find
I
it.
got my first pair of Bottega Venetas in April for my
I can't
birthday
even
last
afford
year.
Saks when everything on sale.
So yeah, it's not in Target. It's in Saks, and you can go to the website, and they have beautiful shoes,
Where
beautiful
they from?
purses.
Italy?
Yes.
Oh, no.
And Chanel is still in right now. Chanel is really, really trending. Chanel is a brand that is never gonna go out of style.
I know
It's very
Chanel,
graceful.
Gucci, Fendi.
Well, actually, Gucci is not doing as well.
Really?
Chanel is really, really trending. Chanel and Bottega Veneta is really, really, really
What
trending
about
right
Vuitton?
now. Vuitton is still where it needs to be, but really, Gucci is not. Like after that whole Ti thing and how when people boycotted them, I don't think that they have come back from that.
Wow.
But yeah,
Well, there's
Bottega.
power in the voice.
It's definitely, and also Valentino is up there trending.
Hey, everybody.
But yeah, like get you a blazer and some jeans and get you some sneakers and put that on. Like that's the trend, honey.
That's
It's the
my
whole
trend.
mood, honey.
That's my trend.
We know.
I don't really like dressing up no more. I don't know. I just don't be in the mood.
Me either, but I will put on a good old garment, honey. Oh yes, don't invite me to that because I'm gonna put on a good garment, baby.
Oh, man.
Yes, and look.
You know,
very
somebody,
nice.
one of my Facebook friends posed the question about men. Now, I hope nobody gets offended. Really, I hope nobody gets offended. But you know, we talk about everything on the show. So she asked the question if it's gay for a man to wear a extra large shirt. You know how women wear t-shirts when they go to bed, no panties or whatever, just a t-shirt. So she wanted to know if it was gay for a male to do that, wear an extra large shirt, no drawers or nothing. Is it gay? I'm like, it made me really think. Like, first of all, why would he want to wear a t-shirt? For me, as a man, I'm always hot. So there's no way I can sleep in clothes ever. When I go home, I'm sleeping in drawers, sleepwear. if
Hold
you
on,
will.
rewind it. The question was, is it gay if a man wears an extra large T-shirt?
If he wears a shirt that's too big, like women wear the big shirts,
So like a gown, a nightgown.
similar to the nightgown, but just like a shirt that's just too big. Not an actual nightgown, but a shirt that's too big
With nothing under it.
with no drawers or nothing. Is that considered gay if a male does it? And I mean, it had like 3,000 comments. Everybody was laughing. It was like, oh man, come on.
It wouldn't be G-A-Y, it would be G-E-I-G-H.
Oh wow, I never even heard of that.
Yeah, it would be that type of gay.
We're gonna pose that question. We want y'all to tell us what you think. Is it gay for a man? You know how women wear the t-shirts or whatever? Not like a nightgown, but just a regular oversized t-shirt. If it's gay, if a man sleeps in that same attire, is that
Honey.
considered gay? I know for me, I'm not even gonna do it because I'm hot. When I sleep, I'm hot. So that's why the air is on 65 because I'm just hot natured. So I
Honey,
can't
let
sleep
me
in no
find
t-shirt. I can't sleep in a t-shirt. I can't sleep in nothing really.
Y'all wearing oversized shirts to bed with nothing under
It was a
them.
question that make you think like, why would he even want to wear a t-shirt?
Why would
though?
you even want to wear a T-shirt to bed?
I can't
Like,
say if it's gay or not. First of all, I'm just confused why you even want to wear it. I
you-
can't even get to the whole gay thing.
It's like you want to wear a dress to bed. That's a dress.
I-
You want to
yeah.
wear a dress to bed. Okay.
That's what I'm like. That's a nightgown. That's a whole nightgown.
sir.
I don't know.
But you know what,
I don't know.
honey? If they like it, I love it. Okay, go on wear your nightgown.
But I just
boo.
thought it was a funny question. I thought it was a funny question. Like, were people really gonna,
Yeah.
dudes really gonna wear t-shirts that
Nobody
big?
I know.
Yeah, nobody I know either. But I mean, you don't know what people do when they get home. So that's that on that. But you ain't talk about what's trending for men though. I mean, men need help too.
Listen, the more I talk, listen, I'm gonna talk to my males out there in social media land
Help them out. They trying to.
and the radio land. Listen, guys, what is trending is for you to take a bath,
No, not to
be
go there.
clean, get a haircut.
What are we
Come on,
supposed to do after
somebody.
we do all of
I'm
that?
finna get to that because see, some of these men are wearing these nice clothes and you're not clean. You ain't shaved your face. You ain't got no haircut. You looking scruffy with these clothes on.
But some women
And
like
so,
this.
no,
Guys
we
too.
don't. We don't like it. No. I ain't gonna even agree to that. We don't like that. We want you to be well put together. Honey, if she likes scruff, trust me, out of all the women in the world, it has got to be 1% that's liking scruff and stinky with a brand new suit on. So we like a man to be put together. What's trending for men is also still blazers, nice shirts like the Versace shirts. Those are trending for men with a nice pair of jeans and loafers. The loafers are trending, Gucci loafers, Louis Vuitton loafers. And listen, you can shop
So
on a
you're okay with
budget.
men wearing the sandals, the Gucci sandals, the backless sandals?
No, I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
No, don't you wear no mule around me.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
either.
I don't think that. But listen, if we're talking about what's trending from Mia's standpoint and what I see, those slippers are trending. However, I don't
Trending
like
or
them.
popular?
They're trending. Like because other brands are making them. Like Gucci has them. Now other off brands they're making them.
Off
And so
brands.
when you start to look up what's trending, those shoes are trending.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not
not
a
a
fan
fan.
either. I'm never gonna tell you to wear them because they're a mule. They're a man's
Whether
mule.
they're mule or not, I'm not wearing them. That's
Well,
just a mess.
listen, I'm happy, glad to hear that. Also, for men too, the bomber jackets, like with the white t-shirts. Also, white sneakers are trending a lot. Plain white
I
sneakers.
can't do white.
White sneakers?
Yeah, they get dirty too fast.
No, you have to. As
They do.
sterile as
They
you
do.
are, I can't see your.
I would have
sneakers
to
get-
keep. I would have to keep wiping them down because I have black interior in my car. So when you keep rubbing the sole of your foot against that carpet, the black gets on the sole.
Okay, so Drew, let me go ahead and help you to this. I know you don't know this, but you don't not buy a certain item based on you being able to clean it. White
Gee, I do.
sneakers. Well, I'm trying to help you. White sneakers
ain't
are
wasting my money.
popping. White sneakers are
Oh,
popping.
fine, I'll go to Walmart and buy white sneakers.
Don't go nowhere with me with some Walmart sneakers on.
Well, you just said why you ain't say no name,
No,
Brian.
I can tell you where to get some from.
Well.
Giuseppe Zanata have a nice
Who?
Giuseppe's.
I never heard of them.
Okay, that's another.
Online?
You can go online and get Giuseppe's. You can get them at Saks, Nordstrom, and even Nordstrom Rack carry Giuseppe's. Nordstrom Rack now carries like all of those brands, but they be on sale. Like Christian Louboutin,
Yeah, they still be like
they sell
$200.
Gucci. Yep. If I could get a pair of Gucci shoes for $200, listen, I buy them up because that's a good price.
That's 4 pairs of shoes for me.
What about Aldo? You can get some sneakers at Aldo for $100.
I like Aldo, yeah.
Yeah, Aldo have a really nice pair. Actually, I got my husband a pair.
Really?
They're white and gold, and
I ain't
they're
seen
really,
them.
really nice. Yeah, he wore 'em the other night. We went to dinner. He wore 'em the other night. But that with a nice pair of jeans and a blazer, and you know
I
what
like
else?
Aldo.
This the last thing. With blazers, you can do even like that shirt you have on. You could have put a blazer on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
And people are mixing different patterns and different fabrics, and that is trending a lot.
So there you got it. There you have it.
There you have it.
Guys, she's looking out for y'all, so you can't say nobody looked out for you. I do want to see the fella step it up a little bit. I really do.
Me
I want us to
too.
get away from just the jeans and the shirt and the baggy jeans and all of that and the sweatpants. Like, I want to see us get away from that and be okay with embracing our manhood and our fashion,
That's
sense.
right.
It's okay to have a nice pair of shoes, a nice pair of jeans, a shirt, jacket, blazer. It's okay to get those things. You're not if people think you're gay because you look good, that's fine.
Let them think what they
Let
want
them
to
think you're
think.
gay or whatever. But you definitely want to look, decent and presentable and stop wearing sweatpants and all of that everywhere you go and baggy jeans and all of that. Like, come on, let's get some style or something going on. Let us present ourselves, in a nice way, if you will. All right, well, that's that on that. I saw on the news, Mia, that there's a black. It's called Black Market Vintage, and what happens is they actually travel all over. They travel all over picking up vintage pieces that are specifically catered to African American art and history.
Okay.
And I mean, of course, they started like your normal vendors do at different expos and, of course, church, on the corner or whatever. But they recently opened up their first boutique store in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
And it's owned by two black sisters. They're a
Yes.
lesbian couple.
Okay.
They were featured this morning on NBC Third Hour. And I just thought that was so amazing. So I
Amazing.
want to highlight them for our music artists talent spotlight. Shout out to Black Market Vintage. I mean, they show so many amazing pieces of art, black history, just everything. They had everything. They had old photos of some of the legends in the day in New York, Harlem, Brooklyn. Like, it was so much. So if you're ever in Brooklyn area, even you can go online as well. Their website is blkmktvintage.com. Again, that's www.blkmktvintage.com. The name of it is called Black Market Vintage. They're located in Brooklyn, New York. I wanted to shout them out because I'm like, number one, you got two black sisters. And when I say sisters, I don't mean related sisters. I mean
Right.
two black of us. They're black.
Absolutely.
They're a lesbian couple, though, so they have two negatives against them. But here it is that they built their way up. They started from the bottom, and now they're here.
And now we here.
They were featured on the Today Show Third Hour this morning. So I'm like, wow. But the store is just full of so many artifacts, so many pieces, just like, wow. So I said I was definitely going to support them. Go online, www.blkmktvintage.com. Again, www.blkmktvintage.com. Black Market Vintage in Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to our sisters over there. We definitely want to support you guys. I love what you all are doing.
Absolutely.
And definitely we'll visit you all whenever it's safe to in Brooklyn. So keep on doing it. Keep on working it. We appreciate you guys. So what's going on in Mia's Moments, ma'am?
Listen, honey, in Mia's Moment, we want to talk about listening. As I reflect on life and my progression as I grow in this journey, especially in walk and talk this thing that we call life,
Yeah.
I'm learning to listen. And I found out that people really don't listen. They listen to respond, but they don't listen to hear or understand.
Right, understand.
And I want to encourage people that when someone else is talking to you or giving you advice, or you guys are actually having an in-depth conversation, to not listen to think about what you're going to say.
Right.
Listen to understand what the person is actually saying. And I actually learned that through counseling, and being able to humble myself.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, we are so prideful. The Bible talks about when a man thinks that he's more than what he is, he's nothing. And so we have to humble ourselves. And a lot of times, there are so many people who think I'm this and I'm that. And you could be that, but there is other people in the world who knows more than you. And so for me, I've had to reflect on listening, and not just listening, like I said, to speak or respond to what the person is saying. I actually listen. And there are some tools and some techniques. You are listening, and how you know that a person is listening to you. You are agreeing, you are making eye contact, you're
Right.
making facial expressions.
Right.
And when they're done, you are able to basically say, what I heard you say was. That's how I know that you're listening. And even in arguments, even in disagreements, when you really understand what a person is saying, a lot of times we don't get it because we don't listen. I had a conversation with one of my customers today, a client, and I was trying to help him. And while trying to help him, he interrupted me. And I just let him have his whole fit and vent. And when he got done, I said, now what I was trying to say. And when I told him what I was going to do for him, he had to apologize, because he said, I'm 70 years old. He said, and I am learning something today that I should not have interrupted, and I should have listened to understand what you were trying to say, because people will cut you off just to get their point across.
Right.
They don't want to hear nothing you have to say. So we as a people, we have to stop and understand that it ain't all about us. There are so many pretentious people and self-serving people in the world that don't care about nothing but themselves. And on this journey, I talk about my about with therapy and how I am really walking to be a better person in every aspect of my life. And in therapy, I talk about that. Like, I don't want to be self-centered. I don't want it to always be about me,
Right.
because I used to be that person. And so right now I'm actively working on being a better listener, because I'm an alpha female, because I'm an Aries, because I'm very bossy. And another thing of listening too is you have to really understand who you are. So I want to encourage people to really sit in the emotions of how you feel,
True.
sit in being able to accept criticism. We don't want to do that. We don't want to hear. And my brother preached, well, not really preached, but he taught. He said, I want y'all to ask 5 of your friends, what are some things that I can change about myself? And he wanted to know who was going to do it. And I did it because I was very interested in knowing how people perceive me. What we failed to realize, Drew, is perception is reality.
True.
How people perceive you, that's their reality. That's
True.
how it is. You might not have meant to come off that way, but perception is reality. So I want people to start actively listening. I think if we do that, we can be more empathetic. And empathetic and being sympathetic is 2 different things. And I think we
Two different
misconstrue the
things.
2.
Right.
But yeah, I want people to stop being so prideful and humble themselves. Like, you don't know it all. Like, you are never too old to learn. And that's something that I have had to understand. And I'm so glad that I'm walking that journey and I'm able to accept people saying, oh, well, you made me feel like this. And I can listen to it, accept it, understand it, apologize, and move on.
Right.
But unless you are open to it, you're going to forever walk around thinking that you
That's true.
something and you never going to get where you need to get. So that's just a little tidbit of encouragement.
But no, we need
from
to stay there
Mimi.
because it's there's a lot there. There's a lot there. I know for me personally, just being transparent and honest, I'm the one, or was the one. Sometimes I may slip there where I would interrupt because I had to be right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to win the argument.
Yeah.
So however low I had to go with the blow, whatever I needed to say, I was going to say it just
Yeah.
so that I could win.
Yeah.
I wasn't really trying to listen to what the other person was saying. Wasn't really caring that they were hurt. I said something to upset them. But like you're saying, and the point is, it comes with growth. It comes with maturity.
Absolutely.
But it's something that we, as humans, should be working on. It's something that we should inspire to do, is to be a better version of ourselves, so that we can help someone along the way. My pastor used to always say that most of the things that we go through in this lifetime isn't even really for us.
Absolutely.
It's so that we can learn and grow from it, so that we can help someone else along the way. And when I thought about it, I'm like, wow, most of the things that I've endured, it's like not having no connection to that. Like, that didn't even make sense. That wasn't
Yep.
even for me.
Yeah.
But I went through it. I learned from it. I understood what the goal was, the point was. And then, of course, ended up meeting someone who went through the same thing. I poured into them, let them know how I came out of that, what I did. And then it worked. It's like, wow, thank you for, giving me that advice. Thank you for talking to me, all of that. So I do agree that we should definitely listen, and especially in this day and time. Everybody's just, quick to anger, quick to, go off on somebody. Nobody's really listening anymore.
Nobody.
Nobody's listening to what the other person has to say.
Nor do we want to accept criticism. And I think that sometimes criticism,
Definitely.
especially corrective criticism. Now, I'm not saying just let somebody beat you down and go out. I'm not saying that, but especially corrective criticism where someone is really trying to give you some sound advice
Right.
about how you could do something better. You have to point out your strengths and your weaknesses. And when you know and understand that there is someone that they major in this area,
Right.
and you don't, I'm going to open up and listen and not be so
And learn.
prideful,
Right.
that, oh, I know it all and I'm this and I'm that you never get anywhere. And I say all the time, my group of friends, I don't want to be the smartest one in the bunch because I want to learn.
Well, no, I do want to be the smart.
No, I don't want to be the smartest one in the bunch. I have friends that are millionaires and I have friends that are medium income household. But as far as, I don't want to hang around a bunch of broke people that don't want to do nothing with their lives. Not saying that I'm looking down, saying? With where I'm going, you are who you are according to your mentality and the group of people that you hang around. I
Right.
will forever stand on that.
Birds of a feather flock together.
So therefore, I want people to inspire me. I don't want to know it all, but
Right.
it took time for me to get to the place because I used to be pig-headed.
Mm-hmm.
I know everything. It's my show. It's my highway. It's my way or the highway.
Right.
And it has taken actively, and that's the difference between just talking about it and being about it. It has actively taken me time, and I didn't understand why I was going through grief. But going through grief, I understood why the Lord had me to go through that because the how I am dealing with grief has helped so many people because I'm able to share with them. Listen, if He can do it for me, He
Right.
can do it for you. The Lord brought me to this, so He's gonna bring me through this.
Right.
And before my father died, I didn't have no patience. I was not listening. I thought I knew everything.
Right.
And from his death, I had to take a step back. And the Lord began to walk me step by step by step by step. So the Mia that you see today, of course, is not that Mia that people saw 2 years ago because I was in that place. And it goes back to that your life is not your own. We go through things, and even if you don't believe in a higher power, you go through things not for yourself. You ain't never got to believe in God. You could believe in Buddha. You could believe in Krishna, whoever you believe in. It's just a life, a thing that you go through things to help other people.
True.
And so
Definitely.
that I'm good with being that vessel. I'm good with being transparent. And that's another thing. People don't want to be transparent. They don't want to tell what they used to be. They're so embarrassed. But when I tell you the freedom of people
Right.
and being delivered from what
Weight
people,
lifted.
it's a weight
Yeah.
that I don't carry. So when people bring that to me, it's familiar, but I don't share it because I don't think about what people are going to say. I let the Lord use me, and I be the testimony. I be the light, because I say this all the time, Drew. You're not going to walk out and see God mowing his lawn. You're not going to walk out and say, oh, I saw Jesus today. No,
Washing
you
his
didn't.
car,
I saw him washing the car. No, you didn't. People see Jesus through us. They see him in us, our dispositions,
We
our
were made
attitudes.
in his image.
Exactly.
We were made in his image.
And so I'm willing to go through so that I can help my fellow brother.
I mean, it's good. It's good points. It's really good points. And I know most people sometimes are reserved and broken or really guarded because that one time that they did open up
Yeah.
became that time where they was ready to commit suicide. Because
Absolutely.
that person was not the right person to open up to.
Absolutely.
And now they done broadcasted all your business out. They done put your business out there. They done told your parents you were gay. They done told your parents you did this, you
Yep.
did drugs, whatever. And now you don't say nothing to nobody. You're closed. But you got to get that weight off of you. You've got to get that weight off you. Even if you don't talk to a friend, find a therapist. I'm advocating therapy, counseling, all of that, all the way, because it helps. It helped me. It helped Mia. It's helped many people
Yep.
struggling with different life experiences, issues. It's helped many of us. It's not a bad thing. It's not the devil. It's not any of those things. You need someone that can help you to become a better version of yourself.
Absolutely.
Every year. And we'll just say every year, but it's really every day, every hour, every minute. Every time, we should be a better version of ourselves than we were just a moment ago. When we leave here from this show today, we should be a better version of what we were when we arrived here an hour ago.
Absolutely.
And every day, that should be the goal. That should be the task of everybody. Everybody. Every day should be something like, I need to figure out what I'm going to do so that I can be a better person today. If I need to stay away from such and such, I need to lay off the alcohol. If I don't need to smoke a blunt today, if I need to just chill, then that's what you need to do so that you can be a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
We're
That's
not just
good.
here to entertain you all and make you laugh. That's part of our goal. But we also want to make sure that we inspire you all, that we give you the information that you need. We're transparent so that we can help you all to be better people. because that's the only way we're going to be able to get through this whole pandemic. This is the only way humankind can coexist, is that we have to start looking out for each other. We have to listen to what the other person is saying. Stop trying to win the argument. Listen, somebody said it best. The person who can keep quiet and not go off, that's the person who wins.
Absolutely.
That's the person who wins, not the person who can fight and want to fight and all. That's not the person who wins. The person who can compose themselves and stay composed and not have to stoop down to that other person's level, that's the winner. And that should be where you are. That should be where you are. I want to be the person that no matter who goes off, no matter what they say to me, no matter how they say it to me, I'm going to keep my composure. I'm going to stay a lady. I'm going to stay a gentleman.
Absolutely.
I'm going to stay my age. I'm not about to snatch this wig off this heifer.
Okay.
I'm not about to punch him in his face. I'm just going to stand here and just let him do whatever he do.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying be a puncher bag.
Right.
I'm not saying don't defend yourself if you need to. But what I'm saying is you don't have to always have to win that argument. Sometimes just being silent and letting them vent, because sometimes they just might need to vent. And they have no one else to vent to. You was right there, so they just took it out, took it out on you. Always know that there's a spirit behind something or someone. So don't always think that someone is attacking you. There's always a spirit behind that thing. So that's that on that. Thank you for sharing that, Miss Mia. Listen, for more videos, all of our podcast shows, make sure you go to the website, www.DreuxandMiaPodcastShow.com. That's DreuxandMia podcastshow.com. Make sure that you all are subscribing to our YouTube channel. All of the videos are there. We're going to start doing some after the show stuff as well. We're going to post it to our social media, all of that, because we want you guys to be able to see what we do here and how we put everything together, and that this is really for you all. We're not here just to entertain ourselves, because we could do this at home, but we're here for you all. So make sure you connect with us on social media at Drew and Mia Podcast Show, www.DreuxandMiaPodcastShow.com. We'll see you guys next time. We love you. Take care. Bye-bye.